drinks. Okay. Let's see. Going into Easter. Yes, not Easter related though. Jesus dies on the cross and comes back as an Easter bunny, and he's laying Cadbury eggs, and we all live happily ever after. Yeah. So, God, what the fuck? Whatever. Kind of warped holiday is this anyway? But yeah, the Catholic Church and all its mind control is on its way. So, more power to him on that one. So Alpha Draconian energies. Yeah, sure. I just tapped into this. Not Novak. Those would be more like. I haven't done these in like ages. Of course, I've done all this stuff in the early days. This is more as like Alpha Draconian energy, basically just to tap into our current state of mind. Let's put it that way. Whatever they have to say about our modern acoustic or reality, Priscilla's here. As usual, yeah. She's Punky Brewster. Come here, Punky. Come here. Black job. Weirdo. There she is. There she is. She's all over the place. Wait. Oh, no. We'll turn on the background, please. There she is. There she is again. What? She's back. Can't make up her mind. And the Sirian energies, mostly be Redmond energies, or yeah, Redmond just comes through very often here. Just about the ocean or whatever it needs to be said there. Of course, I have that Baltimore thing. I don't know if we'll go into that, but that's a touchy subject. See if there's anything else. That's about it. Yeah, Catholic Church energy. Lovely. Oh well, we're not out of the woods yet. Not with a holiday like that. Oh man. Okay. All right, so I'm talking about prior sessions. Scheduler. I have a shop here. Oops. All right. Just thank you for your support. Okay. What she's doing. She doesn't know what she's doing. And Fritzy's getting her beauty sleep somewhere. Cleopatra. And she's going to look for some Cadbury eggs or something like that. So, okay, all right, we're going to Alpha Draconian energies. I don't know what she's doing. She's just visiting. Alpha Draconians and Sirian frequencies, and I don't know what's anything I need to say, anything I'm tapping into, anything. Feels like it'll be hopefully a quiet holiday. In some respect, I think I felt something coming in, but it's not showing what it is, or either way, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's right. I think it's a little spiritual teacher with a bunch of AI energy messing with them. So no surprise. This one has a lot of MK Ultra, and there's a lot of AI going through them. I don't run into that very often, but damn. Hey, when you sell out hard, So, okay, all right, we're going to Alpha Draconians and then Sirian energy. All right, blessings. Here we go. And Cat is, Cat's here. All right, blessings. brings you the Draconians. Just a collective frequency. This is your religion. Of course, a lot of it came from Anunnaki manipulations, not entirely. Part of it's some of their karma. You can say Jesus-like beings from their reality, or high-powered entities that invade your space. Of course, yeah, you have the God frequencies, but some, we'll see, almost like the Christ consciousness to invade in some ways. Well, you see how it is with the holidays and things like that. Is it for your highest good? Well, you judge that, but maybe not. Well, because it's like more taking away from your abilities than giving. Because like now society has been focused on one person, the Christ person, instead of themselves, like a deity. So take that wherever you want, but it's like another, more like a mortal version of God, as you can see, or as you know, through the teachings. But how many are giving their power away? So instead of just having like your God of like from the the Egyptian gods, and now you have a mortal man that's saying he's God, more relatable and more controlling, as you can see. So it's similar to like what your mythology, like with your even your comics and things like that. It's just like it's another way of like sneaking into your consciousness and taking over society. Now, is that his intentions or not? It's another story. But either way, that's what's being used, weaponized against society. So it's hard for humanity to let go of that God complex, as you can see. We need God. We were powerless. We need you to save us, and so on. Even, of course, the Christ consciousness even said that. He's going to come back and redeem all of you, and so on. When in truth, it should be the individual, healing themselves. So the teachings are all out of whack, as you can see. Yeah, the past is going to hurt when more of the truth comes out. Maybe not the most popular truth. But obviously there's different versions of it, of course. But when you see the agenda of giving your power to one being, for the individuals to connect more to your power. I mean, as authentic instead of just manipulative. It's like, yeah, you can get to your certain power level, but only to a certain degree. It's like, no, you should be able to go as far as you want to. Now, how you handle it is another story. Can you handle it? That's different. But at least you're allowing yourself to go to your highest potential instead of just going to a certain level and stopping and then being controlled by some deity. So it's like, I can't get to the level of Yeshua. So you'd be surprised how many can actually, without being worshipped, obviously showing themselves as a god. Technically, every individual here has like godlike powers, you can say, but you don't have to use that term. But you can go to the highest power as you wish. Obviously, some of you can like visualize it. Yeah, it can be whatever it is that you need to be at a higher level is power wise. But once again, if you look at that, it's like, yeah, but we're always responsible with it? Probably not, especially here. But this world made it difficult for you to be more responsible with it. Let's put it that way. In higher dimension realms, depending on where you are, you know how to use it responsibly. It's like your intuition just knows, okay, I do this right. You can fly and you're not going to fly into people or beings or manipulate others. And of course, you always have the choice of, okay, I'm going to go dark. But you're doing it. This world, as you can see, beings go dark and they don't know that they are. They think they're doing the right thing. So that's the trickster frequency here. That's what makes this world very unique. You think you're doing the right thing and end up like, some of these corporations or so we're doing the right thing, actually doing horrible things. Not all of them are like that, but quite a few of them are. So that's the trickery of all of this, is just what side of the wall are you on? Well, it's for soul growth and ideas for society to realize, the less harm you do to others, the more advanced you get. Once again, how to use it. Use it properly, for the betterment of humanity, or just start getting a little bit for yourself. It's like, and that's where things start to fall apart again. So that's why so many souls are trapped here. Now, some of you choose just to be stuck here, if you want to call it that, because either the world needs you, you need it. It's like you might feel, what, I just need another round here, just because it might be torturous, but it's like, and that's very mature also when you think about it. Not that you have to do it again and again forever, no, but just not trying to push that people have to reincarnate again after this, no. But just realizing those that do, and most of you, majority or all boys, come back here anyway in some form. However you want to, through alien, spirit guide, or human reincarnated as a physical being. It all has a purpose. Like, when you come to the end of your life, wherever that is, even if it's a sudden life, some do like, okay, I'm going to leave now and come back, because they can't always reveal why they leave. Like you die at 30 or something, like 32, whatever. And it's all of a sudden sudden. You'd be surprised how many, and it might not be the best circumstances, but it's also like it gets them to reincarnate again. Not always. There are cases of that, because the direction their life is going, kind of open up their eyes. It's like, I need to do it a different way. And then they're out of here. Now, it doesn't mean they come back here. They might go somewhere else, but a lot of times they do come back here. Maybe as a female, or a different profession, or a different race, or whatever it is. That's one way. Or sometimes when beings are suddenly dying, some entity kills them, or whatever it might be. There's or depression or overdose. Yeah, there's that too. With OD, that means. Well, that's the other thing about that. Not that we're trying to praise that or anything, but those are overdose. Sometimes, go into the lower dimensions and get kind of like a lower dimensional mentor to torture you and not exactly make things easy for you. But, if you want to be a musician or popular, Nirvana is a good example, or Nirvana is a good example of just, it's like, not that you're like selling your soul to the devil, but you are kind of, taking a different route of just another route of learning about yourself. Let's put it that way. And just artistic, it's like a way of getting into the consciousness of humanity. Not everybody has to do it this way, but some do. And you want to just express what you're going through artistically, and maybe you don't want to take it the slow route. And yes, it has a lot of consequences connected to it. It's like, okay, you do what you're here to do as a musician. Maybe you're popular, like an indie band. Yes, but now you're 30, it's time to go. And so on. Or Michael Jackson, that one's a controversial one. There's different ways of looking at that, but it's not exactly the best frequency at the end. There's a lot of consequences to that. So, of course, there's consequences for Michael Jackson's for the whole incarnation, as you can see, dominating father figure. It's so demonic still. So that's one way of looking at your reality. Obviously, there's a ton of other ways of looking at it, but just giving you a kind of a glimpse of it. So that's your state of mind here in this reality. Know yourself. Blessings. Greets you, Sirius. Blessings is Redmond from Sirius B. Almost, connected to your ocean frequencies. Obviously, has a lot of elite manipulations. Of course, humanity is agreeing to it. Just basically, it's kind of not necessarily the world's not necessarily going to a darker place completely, but there is obviously some of that. There's a lot of Chinese influence, but China is also eventually going to pull itself out of its situation because the communist frequency have actually stunted much of its growth. Well, it's just not open. It's just not open to other countries as much as it could be to other people, and just learning from them, and even healing its wounds, and even hearing a lot of truths it doesn't want to hear. Notice the censorship in China. Of course, this will probably be good luck on getting into China after this. Well, you never know. But China, it's always censoring, and if you say something against the government, all that. But what if they remove that and just allow you to criticize it and take a beating? But it can actually, it's just like an individual, it can get better. Now, the U.S. is going through a lot of darkness, of course, but through its own freedom of just abusing it. That's at the higher, of course, that's on all levels. You don't have to be rich to abuse it, but the government energy, your government in the U.S. has an identity problem. It doesn't even know what it is anymore. And it did know in the beginning, in the 1700s and 1800s, it actually got stronger. In the 1900s, it can't let technology take over, rule it, and let money run its course. When you do that, that's when you get where you are today, lost. So you can say the U.S., not everyone in the country is lost, but there's a lot of that here. And some of you might actually be able to pick up on it. It has identity crisis, meaning it's kind of like eventually it'll go into something else. Meaning it's going to become something completely new. It's not quite there yet. Now it'll go more galactic. Eventually, it's not ready for that yet. It still has a lot to heal through the Civil War. And also its founding, but mostly during the Civil War, because a lot has not come out of that. There's a lot of controversy that happened during that has not been. Some of it is about sexuality, like with Lincoln, but there's more to it than that. Well, just a lot of suppression on so many levels. And talk about censorship, you had a lot back then with the U.S. and because like when the U.S. starts to become more stable, the world becomes more stable too. Yes, when it stops spying on everybody. And that's paranoia. It's like having a big brother that just is so insecure and so arrogant, not wanting to just let it all go, let people say what they want to say, and just stop creating these villains, you could say, in the system. Stop, because it creates its own bad guys, basically. We're just trying to use the right words out to censored. It creates its own villainy. It creates villains who hate it because it's so paranoid of what everyone thinks of it. So it's similar to China in some ways. So just creating its own enemies when it doesn't have to. So if it just now the U.S. it has to basically clear out all its agendas, meaning like just more for the people. Obviously, people don't always make the best decisions, but you can still, if it's more for the, because it's not, it's more as corporation, more individual. Those are the wealth energies. It's just weaponized narcissism. Not all of it, quite a bit of it is. It's narcissism with such a sexual manipulation there too. Just it's not showing all its cards for society to obviously society is not perfect, has issues and so on, but either way it can if the government just stops trying to control the narrative, clear out its demonic energies and just become more open mind, kind of like a hippie, but not fully, more a responsible hippie. Because you have become a hippie, you're going nowhere with that. But just clear out the agenda, so let more of the people say what they express themselves, feel like the government's not a weapon and evil against them, because actually government kind of likes doing that. It's the arrogant side of it. That's why I have all this military hardware and everything. It's like, what do you need all that for? Well, because trying to hide all its insecurities. So if it just, you can still have a military, but maybe cool it down, because that will actually clear out a lot of the violence in the U.S. also. Well, people, and obviously the prices keep going up, So ideas for that too. If they go up, you might as well have something to counter. Like, okay, then give them more. But you can also let prices all go down, and the economy will not implode. But it can be done. But as you know, so it's not listening to the people, and that's why the way it is. But it's also becoming so paranoid. It's destroying itself, as you can see, through its debt, because it's hiding from itself. It's not willing to. Now, it's not necessarily of all the people, but there is an elite energy there that's just not wanting to come face. Doesn't want to see itself in the mirror. It's constantly running and manipulating, and eventually it's going to catch up to it. And that's what all the debt from that the country has built up. Eventually, that will come calling. But we see you will find a way to make that work. It won't be ugly when it first starts to, when the U.S. can't pay its bills anymore. That's going to be a while. You're not quite there yet, but the country will be, saved, but it has to go through its own darkness too, because it has to have repercussions for it. You can't just do whatever you want, as some of you notice in your own lives. So that will hit more of the government itself, and hopefully the government will not be so corrupt anymore. So it's a tough one. As for extraterrestrials showing up here physically, or White House lawns and all that, and it's happening here just in secret because it takes too much attention. So when the aliens do show up, like, hey, look, we're here, all attention goes to them. And what about your mess that you have here? So the aliens are doing it all quietly, covertly. And some many people here are stuck on all this project, secret space program. They're so obsessed with it. And that's kind of an addiction that it's not easy to heal, as you can see. For some, it's a protection. It's just they feel like they're in the knowing. It's almost like a paranoia. I know about what you're doing, secret government, and maybe you do, but you can't prove it. And you can calm that down. But some are not ready to do that because they want to know the secrets and all of that. But there's a lot of chilling out the world can do. Just chill, and a lot of the truths will come out that are very hard to handle. But when humanity finally cools off and not being so paranoid, because there is a lot of that in society too, for obvious reasons. Well, if the government is being paranoid, your people are going to become paranoid, of course, and everyone's going insane. So, you all calm down together. Of course, your government has to do it too. You can't just chill out and the government's still out of control. We can't do that. So that makes sense why it is the way it is. Eventually things will cool down. Eventually, now when is another story. Well, it's up to free will. As much as no matter what, no matter how much spiritual work. Yes, the spirit world can basically take your government, just wipe it out, just reset it. But what's that going to do? They'll just rebuild it and make it worse. It will become the Soviet Union more than anything. So, as for the war with Russia, that is where a lot of influence to stop it from getting too out of control. Because yes, it could go to the next war, world war easily. But that's where there is a lot of work being done there to the aliens. It's like, yeah, you have to learn your lessons, but there's some areas that, it's a tough one. That we're not, no one's looking for a repeat of World War II or a World War III scenario. No one's looking forward to that. So, humanity, that's why some of you are here, or all of you, however you want to word that, to make sure that doesn't happen. Of course, so if you incarnate here to prevent World War III, and there's quite a few of you, but not a lot, but it's a lot, but not a lot. It's not like billions of people now. So you're here to prevent that. So you think your life's going to be easy? It's far from it. Because beings here that want all these agendas and manipulations, they would love it. So, think so. Some of you live in difficult lifetimes might feel like maybe I'm here to stop the world from blowing up. Now, you can clear the ego of that one because, it can get quite intense there. So, blessings.